me. You here, CEO of Focus 180 Coaching. Let me tell you a little bit about what I do. I work with people who are ready to move forward, ready to move from point A to point B. Point B meaning your mission, your vision, your destination, your dreams, your desires, right? And point A is where you are right now. So I help my clients to manifest their goal faster, quicker, and further. How do we do that? Really simply, we clarify your goals. We help you select and prioritize the right activities. We're gonna make sure you do what you're supposed to do every single day. That's called accountability. We're also gonna give you a push once in a while, but always with a smile. But most importantly, we are going to give you all the support you need when times are tough. Guys, www.focus180coaching.com if you want to know more about what I do, and book a complimentary session where we're going to clarify your goal and give you a mini plan of action. In the meantime, have a good one, be well, and stay focused on what you want. Hey guys, how are you? This week we are meeting with a very special guest. Her name is Maria Romano, also known as the Minister of Love. She is the founder of Knots LLC, author of best-selling book titled Going From Just One to a Plus One, and she's in the process of writing another book which is going to be called Loving Your Way to the Top. She is known as a distinguished international speaker as well as a powerful relationship coach. Maria, welcome to the show. How are you today?
Good morning and welcome. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, same here, man. I'm super excited about this podcast because what a good topic to talk about today, right? And there's so many people who are stressed about their work. They're stressed about life. When they forget life's supposed to be fun and working's supposed to be fun and you're supposed to love what we're supposed to do. So I'm excited about this one. Good. So you ready to go?
I am ready to go.
So here's what we're going to do. Usually I ask this question at the beginning. I mean, it's a personal question. What do you like to do? What's something that most people don't know about you? Not on the business side right now, but just so we get to know you a little bit.
Well, you know what, Denny, most people don't know that I'm shy. Even though I get out there and I speak and I network, I'm actually in my own way an introvert in a lot of ways. So that's one thing they don't know about me. And I love spending my time at home when I'm not out, with spending time with my family, my friends, entertaining, my puppies, and cooking and reading. So those are the things of course, exercise, because when you eat, you have to exercise.
Well, some people don't, but you're supposed to, right? All right. So tell us a little bit about your work experience, your career. What have you done in your career?
Well, actually, I was in the rent-a-car industry for, about 37 years, and I fell into it because when I moved to Las Vegas in 1976, I was looking for a job. I was 21 at the time. I'm giving away my age. However, I wanted to be an airline stewardess, but the airlines weren't hiring. So I walked into one of the car rental companies, filled out an application, and I started to work for a local company. Well, it was budget rent-a-car. And that's where I met my husband, Frank. And we opened up our own rent-a-car company. And then we sold it in 2010. Frank passed away in 2012. So we had a great history together in the rent-a-car industry, very interesting field. All I can say is I leave it up to the big guys that do really well in the field, because today is quite challenging, as we know, especially in business. So when you have rolling stock, and that's what it is, rolling stock, and you depend upon people to, come in and travel. So hopefully we'll get back to up to snuff of where we were prior to COVID.
Very good. Interesting. Let's talk about Love Nuts. Is the name of your company, right? Knots LLC. Tell us about how did you get started? What is it anyway?
Well, Love Knots, actually, and people say, is it knots? N-O-T-S? No, it's K-N-O-T-S. And actually, the Celtics, when they used to go out to sea, they used to have these knots they used to tie. They were love knots so that they would come home to their loved ones. So they would be tied onto the ship. And that's what they would on the sails. And that's why it's called Love Knots. And actually, I started in 2010 when we sold our rent-a-car company, I knew I needed to do something. And I went to a wedding in over at the Las Vegas Country Club, and I saw that a woman was performing this wedding ceremony. I said, I can do that. So I actually got online, I got ordained, I put together a media kit, I did a mock wedding in my backyard, and I practiced and I researched. And actually from there, I then went out to the different chapels, freestanding ones in the hotels, country clubs, places like that, and I offered my services. So before the pandemic, I actually, because I've been doing this for about 10 years, I actually performed close to 600 weddings a year. And
Wow.
I've done 3,000, over 3,000. However, post pandemic, the industry, has had a decline, but it'll come back. So it's been interesting. But because of this, when I started, as a sidebar, and I don't know if I told you this, I also just created a course on how to officiate weddings. And I actually am loading that course and I'm going to be selling it to people that are in the United States and Canada and Mexico that want to learn how to officiate a wedding from somebody that's in Las Vegas, we're the wedding capital of the world.
Yeah, we are. Very good. So you're a minister. I mean, I'm going to ask you because I don't really know what a minister does. So could you describe, just if it's okay with you, a typical day that you do in your business?
Well, actually, so when I started this, of course, I've always had a love of faith, but I am a non-denominational minister. So for me, I can do really, I'm ordained to do anything. And I got ordained online. So I can perform wedding ceremonies, which I can legally in Nevada. I received my licensing for that. I can also do house blessings. I am called to do christenings, especially where you have families that have multiple different religious beliefs. So they have a non-denominational minister like myself come in and, do baptismals for babies, for adults. And also I do celebrations of life as well. So, but my main focus has been weddings. And then, as you know, I branched out into speaking to people about finding love. I'm in the love business, right?
Yeah.
I want to teach how to be in the love business with, the course, but now, and also I help people find love again.
Very cool. So personal question, not really. I think I know what you're going to say, but why do you do what you do? I know you
I
like to connect
love what
people.
I do. Like I said, I went to work in the car rental industry and I was in it for many years, but that was not my passion. My passion is bringing people together, helping people love themselves so they can love someone else. And then on the side, on the ministering side, when couples come and it's their date, it's their moment, they're getting married. I want to make an impact so they feel good and they feel good about their wedding ceremony, because what you say has a life and could stay with them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
So I choose my words carefully. And you're leaving an imprint on somebody's heart when you're talking about love.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about business love because I love you with the way you said love your way to the top. I'm an
Yes.
entrepreneur. I coach people who wants to reach to the next level. So can you define not spouses, but let's say client, customer, or in the business world? What is it a healthy relationship? What does that mean to you?
Or the business,
Um,
or wait, in the professional or personal world?
Professional.
In the professional world is having a relationship and understanding who yourself is and what success means to you. And when you define success, because success has a lot of different meanings for different people, and you have that relationship, then you can go on to a three-part process, which is creating a routine, and then of course having time to create in your space, and then a collaboration. So that's a three-part process. As a matter of fact, loving your way to the top is a topic that I created based upon actually in the business world. And it's it's being able to fall in love with your clients, falling in love with your experience, and falling in love with your success.
A lot about passion. But do you want to see the 3 steps one more time just for me? The first step was what?
The first step on the process of success, you need to define success, and then you need to create a routine, a
Define,
daily
create.
routine. And then from there, you need to spend time creating. You need time to create, okay?
It
And
makes sense.
yes, and then
Yeah.
you need to collaborate. So that's a three-part process that I've put together within that particular talk.
What in most of the people, which part, I mean, the step 1, 2, or 3 is the most difficult one for most people.
Actually, you know what? For the most, what you need to do is you first need to define what success means to you. Because until you've done that, you cannot go through the process. So, for somebody, an example, Denny, somebody might want a boatload of money, right? Somebody might want the freedom to spend time with their family and friends doing what they love. So when you define that, then you can go into the process of establishing a routine, a daily routine.
Yeah.
Okay, but if I were to say which is the most important, I, my personal feeling is it's the collaboration. When you get involved in a mastermind group, when you actually get involved, you have an opportunity to share with others your knowledge, but they share their knowledge with you, which can catapult you to what your success is that you want to achieve by being involved in a mastermind group, a collaboration. It's not just a coach, but a mastermind group, because it's several sets of eyes, several sets of experience.
Absolutely, love it. That's great advice. What's the best? I was talking about advice. What's the best advice you could tell our listeners about? Because it's not everybody who's got charisma, and some people are a little bit more shy than others. So, what would be the best advice you could tell somebody who's starting business right now, or how do
Well,
you
first of
connect
all,
with people better?
yeah. And I'm sorry if I didn't mean to step
No,
over your words, but I feel when you start off in business, I think the biggest stumbling block is we want everything to be perfect.
mm,
Well, life is not perfect. It's like, when you decide to have a baby, sometimes the baby comes at a time, but just you make it work. The same thing, your business is the birth of your baby. So you have to take that first step. And we're not taught how to be great parents, right? It's something that you learn. So
mm,
when you start your business, you need to make sure you are seeking out good business coaches, people that can assist you, because that's the best investment you can make, is finding and surrounding yourself with people that can help you. But take the first step. You don't want to sit at a certain point in your life, whatever benchmark you're at, and say shoulda, woulda, coulda. You need to do it. And don't be afraid to do it. But whatever you do, follow your passion. Follow your passion.
love it. So, for most people, what do you think was the biggest challenge and why? When I'm talking about relationship to our people,
Relationships with people on the personal side, the biggest
No,
challenge.
on the professional side. I
On the
mean,
pref
okay, we
well,
always put a little bit, we put a tie and everything, but sometimes it's difficult to connect with people, right?
yeah,
It's
well,
not just,
and that's so true. And that's one of the areas that I speak about, is falling in love with your clients. So what happens quite commonly, we get out there and we get excited. We want to tell everybody all about what we're doing, or we meet somebody and we want to tell them about our product or services. And that kind of reminds me of a bad date. You go on a bad date and somebody, all they do is talk about themselves, and you know what? You can't wait to get out of there. The
yeah.
same thing occurs when you're in business. So what you really need to do is just very simple: listen.
Listen.
Because when you actively listen, what happens is the client feels that you understand them. We try so hard to get the clients to understand us, but it's not that. You need to take the time so the client feels that you understand them. And when you understand them, that's the magic that happens. So
That's,
that's one of the biggest challenges, from my perspective, that I've seen through my 45 years
yeah.
around the business arena, is don't try so hard. Just allow things to be, and you'd be surprised at how you can succeed in certain areas.
Very nice. If you could tell someone something to do, one thing every single day to become a better person, a better in a relationship, what would it be?
Well, one thing every day is you need to be able to establish a routine, a daily routine. So if as a person in your own personal life, you have a routine. You get up, you might brush your teeth, you eat your Wheaties, you work out, whatever it is. In business, you need to establish a daily routine. whether it's looking at your emails in the morning, checking in with your team, and just going through whatever's on your agenda. You must have a daily routine. And a daily routine will give you the freedom then so that you can move on to other areas of your business or maybe in your personal world that you'll have the time with.
Very good. So anything else you would like to share on relationship before we go to tough
No, I
questions?
think that's perfect.
No, we're
We
doing
gave
good
a
pretty
lot of
good.
people. I don't want to give them overload, right?
Absolutely not. So I would like to know, because I asked this question, not a minister usually, but nobody's perfect, right? So did you did you have something in your life or make some mistake that you would say if you had somebody new who say, don't ever do this, it's going to save you time, money, energy, something, a story you can tell?
Well, my own personal life, when I became a widow and on my personal side, and I decided to get out into the dating world, I figured, listen, I was president of my own company, right? I thought I interview people. I can get back in the dating world. But when you're out of it for 35 years plus and you get back in the dating world again, and dating has changed, meeting people has changed. I really found out I didn't know very much and I was making so many mistakes. And what I did after a couple of years is I actually found a coach. And that's
Oh,
how I became involved myself. I recognized there were lots of people. We need to take a step back and recognize in our personal life, which is so important, Denny, when we're making a choice to find a partner, that it's important that you do find a coach, another set of eyes.
yes.
Because if you don't make the right choice, it can cost you financially, personally, mentally, physically, but you've lost that most valuable commodity, time. So I will say that as if you can, try to find yourself a coach in areas of your life where you have a little bit of weaknesses, because we all are not perfect.
Absolutely. No, that's cool. So, in your opinion, if I ask you this question, three characteristics that somebody who goes in business, we're talking about relationship, professional way, that they must have or they should have to be successful.
Well, the three characteristics that are important is you must, first of all, be open-minded. Okay. That's the first thing. You need to be open-minded to other areas of whatever your business world is. Sometimes we have this tunnel vision. Okay. So we need to be able to see, have a 360-degree view.
Yeah.
And the next thing is you need to always have your pulse on what is going on in your professional space, making the time to create, because you always want to make that experience for your client, maybe the people you work with, better. Because when you do so, when you make that client experience pleasurable and memorable, you have loyal clients. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is I go back to part of that success part is you need to be part of a collaborative process, learning from others, others learning from you, and you learning from others.
Very good. How long have you been doing Love Nuts? Say a couple
Love
of
Knots, I started in 2010.
oh,
So it's been
it is a while
21
ago.
years.
So, what's next for you in the next 5, 7?
Well, next is I'm developing the talk, which I've started to go out and speak, Loving Your Way to the Top, which is how to have a better relationship in the workplace. And it's interesting. I just had one of my friends, my neighbors, he says, you're talking about love, and HR people feel that, you shouldn't bring love. I said, no, no, no. I said, first of all, it's talking about love in the workplace, how to create good relationships. And it's about loving your way to the top means creating empathy, caring and understanding to others in a way that fits you so you can achieve the level of recognition, self-worth, and success that you desire. So but it's looking at life and looking at the professional world in a different way.
Good. What's your best book? Best book that you read?
Well,
Business.
the best book, actually, there was one best book that I read is always The Four Agreements by Miguel Diaz. Yeah. He is just fab. You have to start with The Four Agreements. I felt that was a really great book. And then my other book is Daring to Lead by Brene Brown. I have a big crush on Brene Brown just
Oh, I
because
see.
I just think she is just awesome. Awesome. And she's so down to earth and she puts everything into simple terms. And I love that.
Good. So that's good. So I recommend, I'm going to have to read these two books too. What's your favorite quote?
I have a quote that I use, and I use it quite frequently in my book and at the end of my wedding ceremonies. Don't just live your life, love your life.
Oh, that's powerful. Yeah, but that's the truth too. A lot of people just go by every day, right? They do the same thing every day. They don't love it that much. No, but that's a really good quote. I'm going to use it too if it's okay with you.
Absolutely.
So the next 2 minutes, I mean, I call it promo time. So tell us how we contact you, your service, and everything good about your company. Because
Yes, well, thank you so much, Denny, first of all, for having me on and bringing value to your listeners. And they can contact me at Maria at trueloveknots.com. So it's trueloveknots.com. You can go to my website, and I do have, again, being in as a minister of love, I perform wedding ceremonies as we had just, covered, as well as I created a course if somebody is looking for a side gig or wanting to get involved in a new type of career. I created a course that's going to be on Udemy. It's 16 modules, and I actually talk about each segment of the wedding, how to officiate a wedding. Plus, I talk about how you can market yourself, and also I talk about how you can implement virtual guests, because as we know today, we have to get a little creative, even in the wedding industry. You have the couple in front of you, but you have virtual guests. So I'm really excited about this because getting out there and having people decide, hey, I want to do this. This is fabulous. But also, I speak to people and I help work with people that are looking to find love again. And my sphere is really people that are 50 and over who've been divorced, keep making the same mistake over, attracting the wrong person, or they're widower like myself. And I really dig into the process of what they're looking for and how they can go about it and to date and have fun, have lots of fun. The third thing is I'm also going out to different companies and large groups speaking about loving your way to the top. That book will be out at the end of the year. And I'm also creating an in-depth workshop to offer to companies about how to love your way to the top, because that's important to get the people, your team on board, and what you can do to create a more productive, creative, and collaborative team.
very good. Very good. Listen, I mean, I want to thank you again for doing this for us. That's amazing. And there's a lot of good stuff, good information there. Don't go away. I just have a few things to say, but again, thank you very much. Hey guys, if you're successful in your business, or if you know somebody who's successful in their business and they're a good speaker, they want to share the knowledge. We're always looking for speakers who want to bring value to our group. And also, if you like what Maria say, just I need you to do three things: like it, share it, and comment it. The bigger we become, the better, the more people we can help anyway. So again, Maria, thank you very much. I appreciate everything you do. I will send you some people. I know some people they need a minister of love for sure. And hey, the best of luck. Hey guys, in the meantime, I'll see you next week. In the meantime, stay focused on what you really, really, really want.